In the ever-shifting world of social media fame, few groups captured the spirit of raw, Southern camaraderie like the Drunken Migos. Known for their irreverent humor, chaotic drinking stunts, and unfiltered storytelling, the trio of internet entertainers quickly rose to viral prominence. But the silence that recently fell over their social channels signaled that something had gone wrong, and now the truth has been confirmed. Juan Palomino, known affectionately to fans as Chico, has been arrested in Tennessee as part of a massive federal drug investigation. The news has rocked the group's followers and forced a re-examination of the thin line between digital persona and real-world consequence. Chico's arrest. The collapse of a persona Juan Palomino, the charismatic 36-year-old behind Chico, was a central figure in the Drunken Migos' rise to internet fame. His reckless charm and unpredictable antics brought energy to every video, often drawing more views and reactions than any of the other members. But behind the scenes, Palomino was allegedly living a double life. According to an unsealed indictment from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Palomino has been implicated in an expansive drug trafficking conspiracy that connects him directly to the infamous Sinaloa cartel. As part of Operation Takeback America, a 2-year investigation conducted by multiple federal agencies, Palomino and 4 others were indicted for conspiring to distribute significant quantities of methamphetamine, fentanyl, marijuana, and cocaine across West Tennessee. The charges are not minor. They reflect a serious, organized effort to distribute highly dangerous narcotics that continue to ravage American communities. Among the evidence seized were over 10 kilograms of cocaine, 30,000 fentanyl pills, large quantities of meth and marijuana, firearms, and over $21,000 in cash. The rise of Drunken Migos. A comedy brand built on authenticity, what made the Drunken Migos stand out wasn't just their content. It was the unfiltered realness that permeated every video. Their formula was simple yet effective. Gather around a table, crack open some beers or tequila bottles, and let the stories fly. Fans gravitated to their relatability, their southern drawls, their uninhibited humor. The group felt like old friends you hadn't met yet, and that accessibility was key to their rapid success. But fame has a dark underbelly. As pressure mounted to keep the content flowing and the persona alive, the group hinted at challenges behind the scenes. The video titled, "Where is Chico?" marked the first time the Migos acknowledged trouble. "Our boy F*** ed up," one of the remaining members stated bluntly, a far cry from their usual jovial tone. They pledged not to shut the channel down entirely, but to pause until Chico's situation was resolved. It was a solemn moment in the otherwise raucous history of the brand. The Sinaloa cartel tie-in, a dangerous network. Palomino's alleged involvement with the Sinaloa cartel has stunned fans and authorities alike. The cartel, classified as a foreign terrorist organization, is responsible for an overwhelming portion of the fentanyl flooding American streets. The Department of Justice has emphasized the gravity of this connection. Palomino wasn't a minor player. He was part of a network moving deadly substances into local communities. According to law enforcement sources, Operation Takeback America was designed to strike at the heart of this trafficking operation. That a public figure, albeit a comedic and unconventional one, was among the indicted has only amplified the shock. FBI Special Agent Joseph Irico stated bluntly, "This isn't a case of personal drug use or minor involvement. This was deliberate, coordinated, and part of a larger machine putting lives at risk." Shockwaves through the fan base. For fans of Drunken Migos, the arrest is not just a legal headline, it's an emotional upheaval. Chico wasn't just a character. He was a symbol of freedom, laughter, and rebellion. Seeing that symbol linked to a transnational criminal network has shattered illusions and forced uncomfortable reckonings. Social media exploded with reactions. Some supporters launched the hashtag #FreeDrunkAmigo, hoping to show solidarity. Others expressed disillusionment. "It's hard to laugh now knowing what was going on," one longtime fan tweeted. "I feel duped." The community now finds itself divided, torn between loyalty to the content that brought them joy and acknowledgement of the real-world harm the charges suggest. Behind the scenes, the human cost of internet stardom. It's easy to get swept up in the meme, the character, the catchphrases. But the story of Juan Palomino is a reminder that behind every viral clip is a real person, with flaws, with history, with choices that echo far beyond the screen. Fame, especially in the digital realm, can become a trap. For some, it leads to opportunities. For others, it's a smokescreen for darker activities. Palomino's fall from grace forces us to re-examine what we expect from online entertainers. Can we separate art from the artist when the artist is involved in crime? Should we be more skeptical of those who seem too perfect or too wild to be real? And where do we draw the line between accountability and entertainment? The future of Drunken Migos, on pause or finished? The remaining members of Drunken Migos have not announced whether the channel will resume, rebrand, or dissolve altogether. The shadow of the indictment is long, and even if new content returns, it will be impossible to ignore the absence of Chico or the reasons for that absence. One possibility is that the brand evolves. Perhaps the remaining two will distance themselves from Chico's legal troubles and focus on solo content. Perhaps they'll shift into other forms of entertainment altogether. Or perhaps the channel fades into the annals of internet history, a once-beloved name now burdened by scandal. Whatever the outcome, one thing is clear. The Drunken Migos, as we knew them, are gone. Their rise and fall will serve as a case study for how quickly internet fame can unravel when real-world actions come crashing into the digital stage. The bigger picture, drugs, fame, and responsibility, the indictment of Juan Palomino, is more than a salacious headline. It's a window into broader societal issues. The opioid crisis continues to devastate families across the country, and fentanyl remains a leading cause of overdose deaths. The fact that someone in the public eye could allegedly play a role in distributing these substances underscores the urgency of the issue. It also raises hard questions for fans and content creators alike. Should we be more discerning about who we support online? Do influencers bear a moral responsibility beyond their screen presence? And how can platforms better detect when seemingly benign personas are masking criminal activities? Final thoughts. A story still unfolding. Juan Chico Palomino's legal battles are only beginning. As the judicial process unfolds, more details will emerge and more consequences may follow, for him, for the Drunken Migos brand, and for their audience. This story is not just about a man who flew too close to the sun. It's about the culture that allowed him to rise unchecked, the fans who unknowingly cheered him on, and the system that finally intervened. It's about consequences, both digital and real, and the sobering truth that not every internet celebrity is who they appear to be. The fall of Chico is not just the end of an era, it's a warning. And whether that warning is heeded or ignored will depend on what we, as a culture, choose to value next.